I looked for an example where I could apply MTC ChromaWarp to create a version that would be difficult to achieve in Photoshop with traditional tools. In the example I propose, the basic idea is related to a technique devised years ago by Dan Margulis, known as Man from Mars, which, in a recent version, has taken the name Modern Man from Mars. The idea behind it is to induce a monstrous, completely excessive color variation and then backtrack by limiting its effects. The color space in which we operate is LAB. It is a very powerful technique, but also very difficult to control. The result can be excellent or worse than the original, with no apparent logic. So, I wondered if the excellent degree of control of MTC ChromaWarp could be applied in a similar way, and, of course, in RGB. In this image, there is nothing wrong with it per se. I would point out that, from a color point of view, it essentially contains only two colors, orange and blue. If you're not convinced, I created the 50% gray auxiliary layer that I already showed in a previous video and set it to luminosity blend mode. When we activate it, we see that there are essentially shades of orange due to the sunset and a tendency towards blue in the water. We can also perceive different degrees of saturation. I should point out that what I'm going to do is quite extreme. I want to radically modify the most saturated parts of the image, and I want to do it selectively, in blue and orange. Let's start with the first color. We sample the input color in this part of the water and notice that its saturation is significant but not extreme. Let's increase it to the maximum. As you can see, this also affects the saturation of the warmer color. The reason is that we are deforming, and very heavily, the color space, distorting it. If you think of it as a sponge, it is quite obvious that all points will undergo this deformation. Now, let's sample the most intense orange color, here in the clouds above the horizon. Again, the saturation is significant, but far from maximum. So, we increase this too by dragging the slider to the right. This version is obviously unacceptable, but it is our starting point. What we want to do is limit the effect of this operation to the most saturated areas of the original. For this, the masks seen in the previous video come in very handy. Keep the current tile selected and click on the mask button. Enable the box that activates the mask and note that the effect disappears in the water because it is limited by the hue sliders, which fall between red and orange. Let's start excluding the less saturated areas so that the effect is limited to those with more intense colors. Let's also soften the mask so that no posterization edges are created. By activating and deactivating the adjustment layer, we can see that the effect is concentrated in the more orange areas, literally making them explode. The others remain essentially unchanged. We exit Mask Mode and select the blue tile. Mask Mode again. Here, too, we limit the effect to the more saturated areas and blur the mask. For the same reason, we don't want too sharp transitions. If we continue to see the saturation effect in the orange color, it is because it is linked to a mask that is completely independent of this one. The two hue sliders limit the effect to the blue area. When we are satisfied with the result, we exit Mask Mode permanently. At this point, we can be creative. My instinct is to take the orange color radius and drag it towards red, creating a color that is similar but different from the original. Similarly, the blue can be moved slightly towards cyan to give the hue a more greenish appearance. I'm doing a kind of color grading similar to teal and orange, but working on saturation rather than brightness. Basically, I take two almost complementary colors, such as orange and blue, saturate them to the maximum and shift them towards similar colors, red and aquamarine. The higher the saturation, the more intense the shift. Of course, the result is extreme and we have to limit it. I suggest two possible methods, which are different from each other and produce results that you may find more or less pleasing depending on your taste. The first method essentially consists of reducing the opacity of the color lookup layer that implements the effect. A sensible starting point is around 20%. If we reduce the opacity, it may seem as if we have negated the intervention, but this is not the case. By turning the layer on and off, we can see that it is an important result and it modulates the color in a very pleasing way. Keep in mind that, if you wish, you can always adjust the position of the rays in the color wheel to fine-tune the effect you have in mind. Let's go back to maximum opacity and look at the second method. We change the blend mode from normal to color. This is still excessive, but the image looks healthier than before because the brightness of the original is preserved. Again, it is best to reduce the opacity, and a useful reference value is 50%. I like this version, but I feel that the effect in the water is a little too intrusive. No problem, I just need to use the ray that controls it and reduce the saturation a little by dragging it towards the center. That's better, I think. So, this is the effect, and this is the before. After, before, after. Powerful, isn't it? And above all, it can be controlled with extreme precision and in just a few steps, unlike other techniques. Have I convinced you?